Hi everyone, it's Bryant with Fanbase Press. I'm here talking one of my favorite subjects, which is the Alien films. I'm here with filmmakers Kailey and Sam Spears. Thank you for joining me.
Well, thank you for having us.
Yes, thank you so much.
And just so people are aware at home, you are the creative team behind Alien Ore, which is one of the Alien shorts of the 6 that are going to be released. I had a chance to see this one. It's fantastic. You will not be able to see it yet, but soon. So let's just start off there. I know you have to kind of avoid spoilers, but what can you tell viewers about your short, Alien Ore?
Yeah, well, it's set on a distant mining colony planet. So our main, our group, our ensemble, are miners on this colony, and they go down to work one day, and they may or may not find something.
As is quite common with alien films, there might be something in the dark.
Find something that they weren't expecting.
So, and feel free, both of you, to answer this. What speaks to you personally about this franchise? The characters, the films that have come out so far. What do you really latch onto?
Well, at the heart of it, we really feel that it's about just humans going up against impossible situations and how people deal with that. So when we were writing Alien Ore, it was really important for us to really start with a character first and build out that crew dynamic, which we loved so much from the first film.
And so you feel like the connections or the relationships in these previous films that have been released, they seem very genuine to you?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. That's something that we loved right away from watching the original film, was that crew dynamic and those characters that you just believe in and are rooting for.
And one thing that's I think is really a strength of your film is that obviously you have a short amount of time to get this story across, but you really use specific character moments or relationships to kind of make sure the audience gets more than they would have out of the average shot or scene. How much attention is applied to being really efficient with your storytelling in that manner?
Oh yeah, so when we're writing, every line is there for a reason.
Counts,
every character moment is there for a reason. With Ore, we decided to root it with a mother-daughter storyline. Right. So the mother, grandmother, is our in point to the story, Lorraine. But the rest, it's about all of these characters and their relationships within this mining colony, but it's rooted through that story.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, this was a opportunity for Alien fans, and I guess also the Fox Studios, to kind of see new voices, in regards to this franchise. Do either of you have a feel about where you think this franchise should go and what new avenues could be explored if there were other feature films greenlit?
Yeah, I mean, like, we were writing this. We were writing from what we would love to see, and that is that ensemble. So, as fans and as filmmakers, we would love to see like limited series where, like, set in a mining colony, where you get introduced to this group of miners, the people working there, the people working on the surface, and then being introduced with the conflict of the alien and what happens to that colony when that threat's introduced.
Excellent. Yeah. And obviously, I know Ridley Scott has gotten a little flack for recently saying that he, quote unquote, thinks the beast is cooked a little bit, that the monster is sort of out of the box. It's it's not as scary as it used to be now that people know what it looks like, what it does. The mystery is gone a little bit. One thing that was really interesting is you guys did a great job of making sure that the creature felt scary. You kept it hidden in darkness a lot. What kind of conversations were there about taking care to make sure that this monster, this scary thing that audiences know, still remains scary and has bite to it?
Yeah, I think absolutely it is still scary. And I think what is interesting is that, like, going into this, is that we knew that we were creating something where people did know what the alien is and how the life cycle worked, and so it's looking at that and knowing that there is an audience who kind of knows what might potentially happen and be able to work with those expectations and figure out new ways of making it scary, because it's always scary when you're stuck in a closed-in space with something that wants to get you, right?
You know that it can get you, and where is it? So that fear, no matter if you know what it looks like, not knowing when it's going to get you, that's always going to be scary.
Yeah.
Well, and there was definitely some almost like a Descent-like vibes of the idea of being in this claustrophobic environment, and who knows when your exit could be cut off.
Exactly.
There's one exit. We see them go down in the elevator. We know that they have to go back up to get back up to the colony.
It's really as if mining isn't terrifying enough, right?
When you're stuck in there. Well, when we were looking to write this, like one of the things that we loved from the original film was that feeling of being isolated away, like so far away from anybody who could potentially come and help. So you're really alone with your greatest fear coming at you and what's going to happen in that situation. And so placing it in a mine, it has that similar kind of quality. You're down in this space where help is so far away, and if you're cut off, it's like it's just you and that thing that you are terrified of, and how, like, what are you going to do in that situation?
Well, one thing we obviously have to touch on is it's a big deal that these shorts are the first time that we have female filmmakers tackling this franchise, and obviously this is an incredibly feminist series. I mean, the introduction of Ripley sort of changed the course of film in a lot of ways, and a lot of characters have been built in sort of her model. What does Ripley as a character mean to you? Why do you think she continues to endure? And what other female characters would you like to see introduced into the alien mythos?
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Like what we love about Ripley is, she's set up this idea of this sort of badass female character, but really what she is a human, and Sigourney Weaver did that so well. Like she's badass because she, not because she, like holds a gun or isn't afraid. It is because she is scared. And despite being so scared, she acts, and she, does what she can in the situation, and that's what we love about that character.
Yeah, she did an amazing job, and I think that's why that character lasts.
Yeah.
And is so iconic for everybody.
Yeah, she is human.
Yeah.
And so we do identify with her.
She's incredibly relatable.
Yeah.
Well, one aspect that I would love to talk to you also about is this is just a really inventive idea for the idea of, like, we're going to take, this opportunity to look through all these pitches. We're going to find 6 individual teams. They're going to shoot whatever they want to a degree, and offer these new voices to a franchise. Do you think that this experience was a positive one, and do you think it should be applied to other franchises?
Oh, totally. 100%.
Hugely positive experience.
So great.
For us.
Get different insight into what stories can be told. It was so interesting watching all the 6 and seeing what everybody chose to do with the exact same brief.
Yeah.
And you can just see pockets of new characters and new storytelling methods come out of it.
Yeah, and having those new voices expanding the universe, because the universe that was created from that original film is so vast, and there's so many stories to be told in there. So bringing on all these different voices to tell those different stories within this universe is such a special thing, and it's such an amazing thing for the 40th anniversary.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what a special thing to do.
Seriously, I'm just kind of blown away by it, and I think people are going to be blown away by these shorts, and really, especially yours. I think Alien Ore is just fantastic, and I can't wait for people to see it. So, thank you as a fan, I want to say thank you for taking such good care of a franchise that I really love, and I think a lot of other fans are going to feel that way as well. So.
Amazing. Well, we had such an amazing time making it.
And we do care so much about it, too. So being able to have the opportunity to do that was such an honor for us.
Well, let's wrap up by just talking about the future real briefly. If you were able to go with a feature version in the Alien universe, would this be a story that you would want to expand, or would you want to go somewhere fresh?
there's so much more in this story that we want to explore. We haven't even seen the colony,
where there's
the
like
bar,
the bar that they go. There's a reference to them.
Yeah.
Like I want to go see that group.
Okay.
After hours up there. Like there's all these little character dynamics that we have thought of in the back that you just don't see in this short, and so to be able to play those out would be amazing.
What Hanks does after, there's so much there.
It's true.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for talking with me. I really appreciate it. And, congratulations on a fantastic film.
Thanks.